could face fraud charges in federal court.
I realized that there would be severe consequences and that there would be a good chance that I would go to prison.
But if that's the price, he says he's willing to pay it. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Thanks for joining us this half hour. This is CBS News Up to the Minute.
Out of work and searching for a job, you may be making a critical mistake. Finding that new job in the new economy. Tonight on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
CBS News. Experience you can trust.
Make CBS 4 News part of your morning routine. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
It looks like a bill that spends too much and spends it too late.
Economic crisis. The president's stimulus plan faces Republican resistance. Senate seat selection. Aides to New York's governor says a woman of the House will fill Hillary Clinton's position. And top jobs. Where to go to find your best payday.
We're the #1 great place to work in the country.
This is the CBS Morning News for Friday, January 23rd, 2009.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Gielan. Today, President Obama will try to find common ground with congressional leaders resistant to his economic stimulus plan. Yesterday, the president completely changed U.S. policy on terrorism and torture. Joel Brown's in Washington with the latest. Joel, good morning.
Hey, Michelle, good morning to you. Yesterday's foreign policy focus gives way to the most pressing domestic issue of the day, and that's the economy. For the new president, that means getting all sides on board for his pricey stimulus package. President Obama is hoping to squash opposition to his economic stimulus plan this morning. In his first joint session since taking office, Mr. Obama will host House and Senate leaders at the White House to discuss his financial fix for the failing economy.
I do think he's sincere in wanting to work with Republicans and Democrats on the Hill and change this relationship.
Legislation at the heart of Mr. Obama's economic recovery package advanced in Congress Thursday when the House cleared about $275 billion in tax cuts. Democratic leaders promise the president will have a measure to sign by mid-February, and it's expected to cost at least $825 billion.
Next week, we will bring it to the floor, and we're very proud of the product that is emerging through the legislative process.
But Republicans want deeper tax cuts and more job creation. GOP leaders are meeting with the president again next week to make their case. The point man for the economic recovery effort, Timothy Geithner, is moving closer to becoming Treasury Secretary after a Senate panel cleared his nomination.
Mr. Chairman, the final tally is 18 ayes and 5 nays.
Geithner's failure to pay $34,000 in taxes has held up the confirmation process. But now the full Senate could vote by Monday. Mr. Obama wants quick action so Geithner can take helm of the president's now daily economic briefings. And the latest jobless report has only added to the pressure. Nearly 600,000 Americans filed new claims for unemployment last week, cementing fears the recession may drag on through much of 2009. The Senate set aside 2 hours on Monday to debate Tim Geithner's nomination for Treasury Secretary. A vote on that nomination is slated for Monday evening, Michelle.
All right, Joel Brown in Washington. Joel, thanks. This morning, an aide to New York Governor David Paterson says his choice to fill Hillary Clinton's Senate seat is a little-known upstate Congresswoman, Kirsten Gillibrand. And Paterson says Caroline Kennedy's decision to withdraw her bid for consideration was hers alone. Kelly Wallace reports.
I've told Governor Paterson that I'd be honored to be considered.
Caroline Kennedy's U.S. Senate bid got off to a rocky start, and Thursday's end was even rockier. One paper dubbed it Caroline Chaos. A Kennedy aide who did not want to be identified told CBS News that Wednesday afternoon, Caroline Kennedy was, quote, made aware of a personal situation that was occurring that does not have anything to do with her uncle, Senator Ted Kennedy, who's suffering from brain cancer and who had a seizure Tuesday at the inaugural luncheon. A source close to Caroline Kennedy says the personal reasons are, quote, serious and something only she and her immediate family really know. Aides said Caroline Kennedy called New York Governor David Paterson to withdraw Wednesday afternoon, and the governor asked her to reconsider for 24 hours. That led to a night of mixed messages about whether she was in or out.
Nobody knew what was happening. Everybody was calling. Nobody knew anything.
The aide said Kennedy finally called the governor Wednesday night between 10 and 11 with her decision, and disputed reports she backed out because Paterson was not going to choose her.
Her first rule of running a professional campaign is be clear with the media. They never did that through any part of this effort.
Ms. Caroline Kennedy, who I've known and known of her passion for education.
Al Sharpton, one of Caroline Kennedy's earliest supporters, said she left him a message saying there was a very personal reason for her decision, but she didn't elaborate.
No matter what she did, when she entered and when she left, there's a lot of people unhappy.
You happy to be in Rochester?
During a 6-week campaign, Kennedy's critics charged the political novice wasn't ready for prime time. She was reluctant to answer questions.
You're not going to answer questions at all?
And then mocked for how she answered them.
But in terms of,
Kelly Wallace, CBS News, New York.
On the CBS News Money Watch, word of a mega deal between two major drug companies. Claire Lake is here in New York with more. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning to you, Michelle. Drug giant Pfizer is in talks to buy rival Wyeth for $60 billion. The Wall Street Journal reports the deal would create the biggest drug company in the world with combined sales of $75 billion. The partners would also have a line of blockbuster drugs. Pfizer makes Lipitor and Viagra. Wyeth makes the pediatric vaccine Prevnar. Asian stocks closed out the week sharply lower overnight. Tokyo's benchmark Nikkei tumbled nearly 4%. Sony was the big culprit sparking the sell-off after the electronic giants warned it would report its first annual loss in 14 years. Now, gloomy earnings news sent investors heading for the exits on Wall Street. The Dow does start the day down 105 points. The Nasdaq begins off 41. General Electric is expected to roll out earnings today of 37 cents a share. And you know the recession is bad when Microsoft is axing jobs. For the first time in its 33-year history, the software giant says it's slashing 5,000 jobs over the next 18 months. Fewer people are buying computers and laptops that are loaded with Windows software. As a result, the company's profits tumbled 12% last quarter. And data storage company NetApp has dethroned Google as the best place to work. The Silicon Valley-based company ranks #1 on Fortune magazine's best 100 companies to work for. A legendary egalitarian work culture and top drawer benefits like paid days off for volunteer work help propel the company to the top.
Part of the company's value is the people and knowing how to treat those people so that they feel like this is the best place to work. And you know, I've been working here for 11 years and I'll be here for another 11 if they'll let me.
Now, Google lost ground this year because of the tough economy, but it still ranks #4 on the list. Michelle?
All right, Claire Lake here in New York. Claire, thanks. Just ahead on the morning news, paying upfront for costly medical treatment, plus new views of the splashdown of Flight 1549 in the Hudson River.
Imagine relaxing to the world's most beautiful music. Imagine 100 of the most soothing melodies of all time. Now, Time Life proudly brings you 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for a very special price. You'll hear more than 5 hours of masterpieces by the world's greatest composers. Call now to get 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for just $24.99. But wait, order in the next 10 minutes with your credit card and we'll cut the price to just $9.99. That's right. you'll get 5 relaxing CDs for the incredible price of $9.99. Then preview other beautiful classical CDs. Satisfaction guaranteed. So call now and get 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for just $9.99.
Call 1-800-568-9235 to order 100 classics for relaxation on 5 CDs for just $9.99 plus shipping and handling when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card. Call now.
There was a deadly shooting this morning at a school in Norway. It happened in the city of Tromsø on an island in Norway's far north. Police there say one adult was killed and a second wounded in the school parking lot. No children were hurt. Now that they've found it on the bottom of the Hudson River, investigators say they'll recover the left engine of U.S. Airways Flight 1549 in a day or two. Meanwhile, there are 2 new security cam videos of last week's incident. One shows the jet skimming over the river and splashing down. The other shows emergency slides deploying just seconds later. Within minutes, passengers were standing on the wings. You can see them there. And then the first ferry boat arrived to begin the rescue. All 155 people on the plane were saved. We hear a lot about the millions of Americans with no health insurance, but not so much about the underinsured, those with insurance that just doesn't cover the bills. 25 million Americans spend more than 10% of their income on medical expenses. That's up 60% in 4 years. Hari Srinivasan explains why.
53-year-old Lisa Kelly is fighting leukemia. For the past 2 years, she has also been fighting to pay for treatment.
It wears you out. It just takes everything out of you.
Lisa was underinsured. When she was still healthy, she purchased a limited benefit plan marketed by the AARP. With $37,000 of annual hospital coverage, she thought it would at least get her in the door at MD Anderson, a leading cancer center. But they told her it was not enough. So Lisa cashed in some of her husband's inheritance and came in with a check for $45,000. When her test showed she needed immediate cancer treatment, the hospital asked for another $60,000 to admit her that day.
I just gave you $45,000. Do you carry that kind of, that's it. That's all I got on me.
Lisa Kelly's situation is not unique. 4,200 of the nation's 4,900 hospitals are beginning to require proof of payment up front for non-emergency needs, meaning if it is care you can schedule, the hospital wants to know how you will pay for it. They cite the rising costs of uncompensated care. In 1997, hospitals provided $18.5 billion worth of care without pay. By 2007, that number has almost doubled to $34 billion. Rich Umdenstock of the American Hospital Association says hospitals are in a very tough position. He sees lots of plans like Lisa Kelly's, which may be enough to cover the cost of a broken bone, but fall far short when it comes to catastrophic illnesses.
The patient has purchased the plan, the insurer has issued the plan, but a lot of times it falls to the hospital to explain that plan.
Lisa paid $187 a month for a plan that severely restricted the type of care covered versus buying full health coverage that would have cost her 2 to 3 times as much. Senator Chuck Grassley's office has been investigating how some limited benefit plans are marketed. He asked Lisa Kelly to testify before Congress.
Wouldn't you expect when you buy something that is referred to as health security that you would think that you were getting a pretty good product?
The AARP stopped marketing the plan purchased by Lisa, but there are still an estimated 1 million people who are holding similar policies.
Knowing your insurance and what it costs you alone is just devastating. Much less knowing you have an illness that'll kill you.
By using her family's life savings, Lisa has already paid more than $100,000 out of pocket, and she still owes $137,000 more. Hari Srinivasan, CBS News, Clute, Texas.
CBS Health Watch, sponsored by Lipitor.
Talk about a wake-up call. I had a heart attack at 57.
My doctor told me I should have been doing more for my high cholesterol. What was I thinking? But now, I trust my heart to Lipitor.
When diet and exercise are not enough, adding Lipitor may help. Unlike some other cholesterol-lowering medications, Lipitor is FDA approved to reduce the risk of heart attack, stroke, and certain kinds of heart surgeries if you have several common risk factors or heart disease. Lipitor has been extensively studied with over 16 years of research. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you are taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. This may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect.
I learned the hard way, but you may be able to do something.
Have a heart-to-heart with your doctor about your risk and about Lipitor.
Bacon? Gotta get that bacon! Yummy, crunchy bacon, bacon, bacon! There in that bag!
Who wants a bacon strip?
Me, I'd get it myself, but I don't have thumbs! Yum, 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 it's bacon! I love you.
Bacon strips. There's no time like bacon time.
The rhinovirus, a leading cause of the common cold. Used to be you could only cover up the symptoms of your cold. Zicam is different. Taken at the first sign, Zicam is clinically proven to shorten a cold. Get over your cold faster with Zicam.
Here's a look at the weather in some cities around the country. New York, sunny, 44 degrees. Miami, pleasant at 72. Chicago, cold, 28. Denver, 35. Los Angeles, rainy, 66. Time now for a check on the national forecast. The latest satellite picture shows skies are mainly cloudy from the Rockies to the Pacific. Later today, scattered showers bring some much-needed rain to parts of California. A new blast of frigid Arctic air will be sweeping over the Rockies and upper Midwest, dropping temperatures nearly 40 degrees from yesterday's highs. In sports, there's a new top team in the NBA this morning. Celebrities like Tiger Woods came to see two of the top pro basketball teams play. Orlando had the better record going in, thanks to Paul Pierce's 27 points and 10 rebounds. Boston had the better record going out. The Celtics brought reality to the Magic, 90-80. The Lakers, however, now have the winning percentage, the best one in the NBA. A few points ahead of the Celtics. Los Angeles cruised past the Washington Wizards, 117-97. In college basketball, another Big East team makes a bid for recognition. Deshaun Butler scored 27 points for West Virginia, shooting 11 for 18 from the field. And the unranked Mountaineers beat number 12 Georgetown 75-58. In the Big Ten, Jawan Johnson scored 19 points and had 5 blocks for Purdue, and the number 18 Boilermakers beat number 21 Minnesota 70-62. And violence broke out at the Australian Open this morning. After a match between a Serbian and a Bosnian-born American, dozens of their supporters clashed next to the arena. Some threw plastic chairs and bottles at each other. Several people were hurt. 2 people were arrested and another person fined. When we return, another look at this morning's top stories, and Illinois' embattled governor vows to fight to the end.
I due process to any citizen, however high or low that citizen might be, and to a rush to judgment, not give me a chance to have witnesses, is wrong.
Attention, diabetics with Medicare.
If you're a diabetic, I have news that could change your life. USA Medical has a new and nearly pain-free way to test your blood glucose. No more painful finger pricks. This new meter allows you to test on your arm or your palm, and it's virtually pain-free. But that's not all. It talks.
Your blood glucose reading is 97.
Seeing and hearing your reading helps confirm accuracy. Best of all, USA Medical will send you one.
I made the call. USA Medical handled everything. The meter and my testing supplies showed up at the front door. Couldn't be easier.
With USA Medical, you can get all your diabetic supplies delivered to your door. They pay shipping, they work with Medicare and your doctors, and they handle the paperwork.
I don't test on my fingers anymore. I use my arm, and I can barely feel it. And I love how this meter talks to me.
Your blood glucose reading is 103.
Change the way you test. Call USA Medical.
I stand here today humbled
by the task before us.
As the world witnessed this historic inauguration, we made sure our crews were out in our community to watch the day's events unfold through your eyes.
This is just the most amazing event to happen to this country. It's very emotional for me.
I am so eternally touched.
I never thought that I would live to see a black president.
To us, it's about more than just covering the news. It's finding out how it all touches your life.
A Discovery Cruise offers all the amenities of a longer cruise in one fun-filled day to Grand Bahama. Visit discoverycruiseline.com. Even choose to cruise and stay in Grand Bahama.
On the CBS Morning News, here's a look at today's weather. A new blast of frigid air will be sweeping over the upper Midwest and Rockies today, along with strong gusty winds. Showers will continue across California, lasting into the upcoming weekend. Here's another look at this morning's top stories. President Obama meets with congressional leaders at the White House today to work on his economic stimulus package. Yesterday, the president banned torture and ordered the Guantanamo Bay prison camp closed. And an aide to New York's governor says Congresswoman Kirsten Gillibrand has been chosen to fill the Senate seat that used to belong to Hillary Clinton. Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich will be tried in the state Senate next week. If convicted, he'll be thrown out of office. But Blagojevich is hanging tough, even though he says he has no way to defend himself. Jay Levine of our Chicago station WBBM-TV has more.
The governor and attorney Sam Adams Jr. spoke with me after meeting for several hours, still vowing to boycott the impeachment trial.
To deny due process to any citizen, however high or low that citizen might be, and do a rush to judgment, not give me a chance to have witnesses, is wrong. And I'm not going to be a party to something like that. And whatever the consequences are to me, I'll face those, because the larger issue at stake is the fundamental rights of citizens in our country.
So you're not going to be there on Monday. Your attorneys are not going to be there on Monday, and then the automatic plea of not guilty, according to the rules.
That's right. Now, we'd love to work with them and have the rules fair so we can aggressively show that I've done nothing wrong and have done almost everything right. Think about what's going to happen to the next governor when he or she might take office. In this case, he'll be so afraid of taking on the legislature to stand in the way of raising taxes or fighting to provide health care for children, as I've done, because he's afraid the legislature can do what they're going to him, what they're about to try to do to me.
And their contention that they can't call these witnesses because the U.S. attorney has asked them not to, and the criminal process is more important. How do you respond to that?
It's very simple. Then take the criminal allegations out, allow the U.S. attorney to prosecute that case in a court of law. I can't wait to have my day in court to prove my innocence.
Have you and Sam or any of the others given any consideration to stepping aside temporarily until this is cleared up, if not outright resigning, to spare your family?
At this time, we have had no discussions regarding that, and I don't think the governor needs to answer those questions.
Actually, the governor did want to answer that.
Put me aside, whether I'm the governor or not, whether I stay in or they throw me out. It's whether or not a legislature can have an illegal farce impeachment process to throw a government out.
Have you and Sam or any of the others given any consideration to stepping aside temporarily until this is cleared up, if not outright resigning, to spare your family?
He has said from the beginning, and you can always tell me if I'm wrong, Gov, he's going to fight, because he knows he has done nothing criminal, he's not done anything wrong, and that is the position in which we're in.
Well, let me say this too, Jay, and appreciate Sam's comments, but there's a higher principle here. It's whether or not a legislature can have an illegal farce impeachment process to throw a government out.
Jay Levine for CBS News.
Japan launched a satellite this morning that will measure greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere. Launched from Japan's Space Center, the satellite is its first ever designed to monitor pollution. I'm Michelle Gielan, and this is a CBS Morning News.
Naturals from Purina Cat Chow, with whole grains, real chicken and salmon, and the goodness of leafy greens. You live well, you eat right. Help your cat do the same. Naturals from Purina Cat Chow.
Invoice! Did you pay me? Pay me!
Where the heck is that invoice? You sure you paid me?
Is running your business getting in the way of running your business? With Intuit QuickBooks software, you can easily create invoices, track sales, and manage expenses. Get back to business. Try it for free at QuickBooks.com.
If you're using a pillow right now to cover up any unsightly bulges, this is your wake-up call. Lose up to 6 pounds in 2 weeks with the Special K Challenge. It's never too late to kickstart a healthier new you. It's dinner time. With the Special K Challenge, you could have this or this. And tomorrow, you could have this. Wake up and smell a yummier Special K Challenge. It's the cereal you love and so much more. Search Special K to design your plan today.
Hello, I'm Evan Melby, owner of the 25,000-acre Melby Ranch Properties in southern Colorado. We just opened a new subdivision of 5 and 10-acre lots. 5-acre lots will sell for $13,000. 10-acre lots will sell for $23,000. Owner will finance 20% off for cash. We are 2 miles from Smith Lake, 4 miles from the base of Mount Blanca. Call for a free video. 1-888-316-LAND.
Fighting cancer takes determination, technology, and time. Introducing RapidArc, a new cancer therapy from Varian that can help you in your fight by focusing a powerful dose of radiation directly to a tumor in a treatment that only takes a few minutes a day. A few minutes out of your day, and then you're back to everything you love. RapidArc from Varian. Tough on cancer, because cancer doesn't deserve a second chance.
Where the Obama family will worship is still a mystery. Joel Brown has more from Washington. Hi again, Joel.
Hi again to you, Michelle. Yeah, since Election Day, local pastors here have been quietly scrambling for the First Family's attention. There's been letters and phone calls, all with one question: why not worship with us?
Sunday mornings in Washington are when prayers in the Gospels drown out capital city politics. But there's a new president, and that has local churches buzzing.
Where do you think he might attend? You know, is he looking for a particular kind of church? No one knows.
Mr. Obama will have his choice of hundreds of churches representing every background and denomination. Many churchgoers are hoping he'll choose them.
I'd be honored to have them as my sisters and brothers in ministry here.
Choosing a church for the president is not easy. Secret Service factors in the proximity to the White House, the security of the sanctuary. Then there's also that matter of what's being preached on Sunday morning.
A country and a culture that is controlled by rich white people.
Incendiary video clips of Obama's Chicago pastor Jeremiah Wright sparked campaign controversy. Obama ultimately left his church, and if he chooses a new one in Washington, there will be scrutiny.
He does not want this to be the dominant issue of the first 6 months of his presidency. What church he's going to, what the pastor said on Sunday. Absolutely not.
Choosing a church is usually personal, but as the president-elect is quickly finding out, nothing about a president's life is completely personal, not even his prayers.
So last Sunday, the First Family worshiped at Washington's historic 19th Street Baptist Church. The visit was in the works for weeks, but the White House says the Obamas have not made any final decisions on a new church home, Michelle.
I'm sure he'll get a welcome reception wherever he chooses. All right, Joel Brown in Washington. Joel, thanks. That's the CBS Morning News for this Friday. Thanks for being here with us. We hope to see you later for the early show. I'm Michelle Gielan, and we all hope you have a great weekend.
For news 24 hours a day, log on to cbsnews.com.
That's what's called old school. Have a great night, guys. Love you.
Monday, people under attack from a new internet threat. Snarking. What it is, how people are being hurt, and how not to become a victim. Monday on The Early Show.
It's a mad world. It's to Jenkins, the crew for the win. Valpo has won the game.
A CSI extra murdered. This is no script. This is for real. Saturday.
Accurate, dependable. CBS 4 weather. You can count on it.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Jim Barry.
And I'm Cynthia Demas. Here's what's making news right now. Fidel Castro makes his presence known. We're live with what the former leader is saying about Cuba's future and his health and Barack Obama.
I'm Lisette Gonzalez, and the Storm Center. A cold start this morning, not as frigid as yesterday. I'll let you know what the temperatures are looking like this afternoon. And also, are we in for a warm-up this weekend? Details straight ahead.
Also, students react to news that their Catholic schools are shutting down. The latest on why the Archdiocese of Miami says it has no choice.
Plus, calling it quits. Alonzo Mourning steps away from the court. Hear why the former Heat star says it's a day to celebrate, and hear what Jim Barry says about all this.
Say it ain't so, no.
Don't go.
CBS 4 News this morning starts right now.
From Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Keys, this is South Florida's CBS 4 News.
It is 5 a.m. on Friday, January 23rd. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jim Barry.
And I'm Cynthia Demas. We made it to Friday, and the weather was all over the place this week. Well, where are we going today? Lisette Gonzalez is here now with our surprise forecast. It's up, it's down, it's cold, it's raining. What's up?
Yeah, it has been really chilly the past couple of days, tell you that much, Cynthia and Jim. But we are going to start to see those temperatures on the rise, especially this afternoon. But for right now, it's still chilly out there. As you can see, 54 degrees in Fort Lauderdale. That's what it feels like. It feels like 54 in Miami, and it feels like the upper 40s inland. So not as cold as it was at this time yesterday, but you still need your sweater, your jacket. This afternoon, take a look at your Friday forecast, a mix of sun and clouds, 72 degrees. So instead of the upper 60s, we're talking about the return of the 70s. This evening, cool, dry, 66 degrees. A big marathon taking place on Sunday. Many of you will be participating. I'll let you know what the weather's looking like for that event, and also let you know if this gradual warm-up will continue. All the details coming up in your full forecast. So right now, let's check in on your early morning Friday drive with Christina Loren. Good morning, Christina.
Good Friday morning to you, Lisette. Good morning to you at home. We have no accidents working right now. That's some good news. We do have some construction that'll take place over the weekend that could really hamper your plans. All westbound lanes of the Airport Expressway will close tonight for construction. That starts at 9 p.m. and it'll last until midnight tonight. So if you're going to be headed to South Beach, take the MacArthur. And also, we're going to see this closure once again on Saturday night starting at 9 p.m. lasting through Sunday morning at 5 a.m. All westbound lanes of the Airport Expressway shut down. We'll keep you posted on that construction throughout the morning. More construction to tell you about up in Broward County. You'll find this at the Deerfield Beach Mainline Toll Plaza. Expect off-peak delays. It looks like this project's going to continue all the way through March 15th. We'll keep you posted. For CBS 4 Traffic, I'm Christina Loren.
First this morning, Cuban leader Fidel Castro is writing about his health, Cuba's future, and President Barack Obama.